For this problem, I need you to turn to Worksheet 19 in your packet. In this problem, we're going to work through a weak base problem. And so we're going to calculate the pH of a 0.350 solution of methylamine, which is CH3 and H2. And it's given us a Kb of 4.38 times 10 to the minus 4. We're going to first list our major species in solution. So as usual, it's always water, but it's really our methylamine. Choose species that can produce hydroxide and write a balanced equation. So we're knowing that this is a base. We're going to choose things that can produce hydroxide. And I know there's no hydroxide in here, but I notice that this looks a lot like my ammonia. So it's going to be CH3 and H2. I'm going to add water, and I'm going to form CH3 NH3 plus hydroxide. And water is a liquid, so if it helps to put that liquid in there, that's going to be important as we go on in this equation, in this problem. Using the values of the equilibrium constants for the reactions you had written, because we could have multiple weak bases together, but in this case we don't, decide which equilibrium is producing hydroxide. And so in this case, it's that CH3 and H2, that is. Now, it says to write the equilibrium expression for the dominant reaction. So if we look at our reaction up here, we're going to write now what's referred to as a Kb, because it's a base. And we're going to write our products, CH3, NH3 plus, OH minus, over, and this is really important, CH3, NH2. We don't include water, okay? So never include water, because water is a liquid, and liquids, remember, cannot have a difference in concentration, and so we're not going to put water ever in our expression. It's not going to work. So now we're starting to combine some steps here. It says for 5, 6, and 7 to go ahead and make this ice chart here. And so we'll write our reaction again. We'll write our ice chart. We know that we have 0.350 molar. And what I do here for water, because I need water to write my balanced reaction, but it's not going to be part of this. So I just put a big X wherever water is concerned, so I know it's not part of anything. This is 0, and this is 0. Just like before, minus X, plus X, plus X, 0.350, minus X, X, and X. We're going to substitute it in. So I have Kb is equal to 4.38 times 10 to the minus 4 is equal to X, there's my X, over 0.350 minus X. And again, there's that quadratic, just like we've had earlier. And so because we don't want to solve that quadratic, let me just do this, we're just going to get rid of that. So if you flip to the next page, here, I'll go back to my red. We're going to do 4.38 times 10 to the minus 4th is equal to X times X over 0.350. We solve for X and we get 0.0124 molar. Again, because we made that assumption and got rid of X to make our problem easier, we have to check the 5% rule. So 0.05 times my original concentration of 0.350 molar gives me 0.0175 molar. 0.0175 molar is greater than 0.0124 molar, and so my 5% rule checks out okay. So now I need to calculate the OH, POH, H plus, pH, and whatever things the problem asks me to find. We can calculate the H from KW and then calculate the pH, or we can find the POH from the OH and use pKW is equal to 14 plus which is equal to pH plus POH. We can solve those any myriad of ways. So I know that 0.0124 molar is equal to OH minus. What I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to pause this video and make sure that you can solve for H plus, pH, POH. You may not solve for them the same way that I do, and that's okay, as long as you get the same 3 answers. Okay? So go ahead and pause it now, and then we'll come back and solve it. Okay? So to solve it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do H plus times OH minus is equal to 1 times 10 to the minus 14th. I'm going to solve for my H plus. And I get an H plus, which is equal to 8.06 times 10 to the minus 13. And go ahead and put that there. I'm also going to get a pH is equal to the negative log of 8.06 times 10 to the minus 13. And so my pH is equal to 12.093. And then I'm going to do 14 is equal to pH plus POH. So I'm going to do 14 minus the 12.093, and I'm going to get 1.907 for my POH.